We're live.
Hey guys, welcome back to Stop the Internet Podcast, your favorite podcast. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Kelee.
Oh gosh, and we're your favorite horse girls.
I'm wearing a horse shirt. Rebecca got it for me for my birthday.
If you know, you know. Don't explain.
Explain?
Don't explain.
Okay. We're horse girls. I've actually been dying to ride a horse recently.
We couldn't make that happen.
Really?
All we got to do is go out to those green pastures.
My boyfriend's parents live on a ranch. I have yet to go to this ranch because it's kind of far away. And I'm like, all right, you know what? It ain't that far. Actually, the real reason I haven't gone is because this is going to be sad, okay? Their horse died.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I know. Their last horse
Sad.
passed away to greener pastures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over yonder.
No, that's not the reason. I'm like, I'm not going to go to this ranch unless there's a horse. No, but his mom was telling me all about the horse riding lessons she used to do. And I was like, wait, I've been dying to ride a horse. And she's like, oh, okay, let me think about who owns a horse. Because she's like connected to people that maybe still do it. And I was like, please find a horse for me to ride.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my dream is taking pictures. Okay, wait, my actual dream is riding a horse in crystal clear water. And the horse is like up to its waist in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, right? These insane videos. I'm obsessed.
Do it tomorrow. Yeah. Drop everything now. Meet your horse in the pouring rain.
Just go to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Where can I do that?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have that answer.
I really want to do that, and I want to get cool pictures on it to document the experience, because not only would that be so much fun, it would also be so fun to create like photographs around it.
Yeah.
And like pose in them and with the horse and on it. Like
the ultimate
dream.
horse girl photo shoot.
Yes.
20, well, you just had your birthday. 30.
Yeah, maybe.
Start planning.
When I turn 30. Yeah.
The first horse I ever rode, his name
was 30. Was it?
No.
It was Friday.
It was Pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
Yeah.
Aww.
Makes you tear up a little.
It does. The horse's name was Friday. That's so sweet.
Pumpkin.
I also wanted to go to this ranch and do a photo shoot where I'm wearing like a bathing suit, a bikini with cowboy boots, and like wash the horse, because I've seen that on Pinterest, and that's just a dream. And I came up with that idea when I first met my boyfriend.
Aww.
And heard that he had a horse. And I was like, wait, so would your parents think it's strange if they just saw me out there like there's no water near here? Actually, I think there's a lake on it.
Yeah.
But a lake, a pond, I don't know.
That's so funny.
I don't know. Anyway,
I see that vision for you.
I need to make it happen.
And sometimes this ranch feels like my only friend.
What's that from?
It's a Lana Del Rey song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a Taylor Swift song.
She loves a ranch refy.
A ranch reference.
Wait, guys, I'm going to be self-indulgent for a second and really beg you to, 1, subscribe to this podcast, and 2, subscribe to my Substack, which is called don'tcopyme.substack.com. It's a fun time over there. It is joyful. It is light. You'll get a restaurant recommendation. You'll understand the inner workings of my mind, perhaps. Maybe you'll even spot a typo. Who's to say? But you should subscribe to everything. That's all I have to say.
Yes, and I'll link it in the bio. And also, please subscribe to our podcast. I know we haven't said anything of substance yet, but please subscribe to our podcast. It really helps us. And we would love you for it.
So we can just keep doing all of our things.
Yes. Forever and ever, amen.
Randy Travis.
Is that a singer?
That is who sings Forever and Ever, Amen.
Forever and ever, amen. When are they going to make EDM country music?
Diplo was at Stagecoach.
Really?
Really?
Diplo sucks. Sorry. I saw Diplo in Vegas. Almost fell asleep. Sorry. People were snapping. He hit that bass. Everyone said,
really?
Yeah, you could hear crickets in there.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Sorry. Okay, subscribe, follow, la 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 la.
You'll love us.
La, 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 la.
You'll love us. You'll hate us. Your wish, you were us.
Yes. Okay, we're talking about societal rules today and how society is lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we are going to be led down some crazy tangents because the first one on my list is something that really just pisses me off.
Whoa, that scared me.
Sorry. Sorry.
Wow, she's crazy.
Wait, can I be self-indulgent?
Yeah.
If anyone's listening who is a casting director for a cartoon or animated series, please let me know. I have been engaging in voice acting, and I want to be an animated character.
Which one?
I don't know. It depends. I really like doing the high-pitched voice, though, so I want to be like maybe like a little sister cat or something.
Ooh.
Like a little kitten who's like begging to be taken on like the adventure with the older brother. Or, I mean, obviously a Disney princess is the ultimate dream. Like to be Rapunzel or whatever. Well, that movie was already made, but you know.
Right.
To be in an animated Disney movie, of course, but I just want to start off with like a different character. I don't know. I've been working on my characters.
I could see you in the Peppa Pig universe.
Peppa Pig.
I'd rather see you in the Peppa Pig shaking that thing.
Okay. I just do the worst possible character voice.
They're also they're also Australian, right? British?
Oh yeah.
I think they're Australian.
You know what? I've never actually watched Peppa Pig.
Same. Anyway, societal norms.
Okay.
Wait, you had to tell me something.
Was it not my voice acting?
I don't know. You said you would text it to yourself?
Yes. Thank you for remembering.
No worries, girly.
Wait, sorry. Before we get into this, I just have to get this off my chest. I recorded a commercial the other day, and it was so awkward. But like not awkward because I was listening back and I was like, yeah, that sounds like a commercial for like a flowers website or something. But it's like so weird that it's my voice.
Yeah.
But like lower.
Huh. Yeah.
I was like, every touch. You know that line or that scene in She's the Man?
I've never seen it. We know this.
Wait. Okay, I must have blocked that out of my memory because that's crazy.
It's just a blind spot for me, honestly. I've seen all the other.
You would love it.
In that genre. Yeah.
You would actually love it.
I'll get to it before I die. It's on the list of things to do.
Well, when she's a man, when she's pretending to be a man and she's talking about love and she's like, you know, you think you really know someone and then you find out it was all a lie. Every touch, every kiss. And she starts getting like the pitch gets like higher and then it's just like her normal voice.
Yeah.
And everyone just like grabs their trays and like leaves the table and she goes, you know, you can never get chicks to shut up.
Wait, that's funny. I'm going to watch it now.
It's actually brilliant. It's actually brilliant.
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, sorry. We have a scandal to address, you and I.
Can I guess?
Sure. I don't think you're going to guess it, though, because I had no clue until I was called out for it.
Ooh, is it a comment on one of our
from one of our
viral videos?
Yes, from one of our own co-hosts.
Not us?
No, it was from our co-host Trisha.
Okay. Oh, is it about one of the wedding songs?
No.
Oh.
You know how we were talking about spring form?
Yeah.
It's actually called form spring.
Oh my gosh. Wait, that's hilarious. Yes. I knew something was wrong.
I didn't think anything. I was like, yeah, that sounds right. That's exactly what it's called.
I was like, spring form. And then you were like, yeah, spring form. And I'm like, okay.
What about even when you said it now? I'm like, yeah, it's called spring form.
Oh, that's form spring?
It's called form spring. And then Trisha commented, wait, it's actually called form spring. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Wow. I have now even more memories flooding back to me about form spring.
We should make a form spring for the podcast.
Yeah, it's just Google Sheets now or whatever it's called. Google, what would you call that? Surveys?
It's survey.
Is it called Google Surveys? Maybe. It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we embarrassed ourselves and it's actually called form spring.
Okay, that clicks. That is clicking in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't judge us.
Thanks for keeping us humble, Trisha.
Yeah, thanks for calling us out. We love learning.
I heart learning.
Okay, shall I tell you about a societal rule that really just makes me so mad?
Number 1.
Should I go? Oh, okay. Societal rule that annoys the out of me. Dumbass wedding rules.
Okay.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. I hate this. Wearing red to a wedding means you slept with the groom. Like I get that society, everything we think in society is just like made up by us, but like who the heck made that one up?
I honestly will say I don't hear that a lot. I think I learned that from you.
I think from I learned it from one of these stories. You have never heard that one?
I've never heard it, and honestly, okay, well I will say though, red is not a typical wedding color anyway, right? Like would you reach for a red dress first on a rack of all the other colors?
For a black tie wedding, yes. Or a city wedding, maybe.
Yeah.
Like a very, very formal wedding. Yeah, I would say yes to
Yeah,
that.
I guess it's just like not like I see maroon a lot, but do I ever see like bright fiery red?
Well, actually, this is weird, but my friend just texted me yesterday that she's going to a black tie wedding in Philly next weekend or in May or something. Oh wait, next weekend is May. Anyway,
Shiz.
and she had a bunch of options, and one of them was this stunning red dress, and I was like, that one, like you have to wear it. And she's like, wait, you don't think it's too much? I think she was more talking about like the shape of it and stuff, and I was like, no, it looks amazing on you, and it's so pretty and elegant, and it's a city in a cool venue, and it's black tie. It's like all these things together. I don't think I would wear a red dress to like obviously a garden wedding or a tented wedding or something like that, unless it was more like a casual thing, a little more casual than like I don't know how to describe the shape of hers. It was really gorgeous though.
I will say I don't think this is like a modern rule.
Don't?
I feel like people don't know this.
Yeah, okay, good.
In general.
Apparently, I've also seen that it means that it's meant to take the groom's attention off the bride.
Okay,
Unless it's,
what?
actually, someone else wrote this. I guess, okay, I don't remember when I wrote this episode. I think that I like looked up certain rules and I found the thing, or I heard the thing about the red dress and I was like, that's really annoying. And then I read more about it and someone else said this. So anyway, yes, it's supposedly to take the groom's attention off the bride.
I mean, listen.
And apparently, unless it's a black tie dress code, so this is the thing that makes me so mad. Unless it's a black tie dress code, black can mean you are opposed to the marriage.
What?
We not. Like, seriously. Can we actually come to terms with the fact that this is insane?
You cannot. No. That is not a thing.
No.
That cannot be a thing.
And if you are doing that, you are so delusional. Like, if you're like, I don't want them to get married, so I'm going to wear a black dress. You actually think anyone's going to look at you for more than 2.5 seconds?
Right.
And you think people are actually going to think about what you're wearing to somebody else's wedding?
Right.
No. You ain't that important, okay? None of us are. Because it's not about you. Sorry. That's
the best.
a whole other thing.
That's a whole other episode. Okay.
that I've talked about 90,000 times.
Yeah.
No, the wearing things to weddings is just it just makes me so mad.
Yeah. No.
Okay, interesting. Professionalism. Wear a nice pantsuit. Make sure it's ironed and straight. Format your resume like this. Here's what to say in your cover letter and interview to impress the employers and get the job. Any corporate lingo. This is what we make it. We make the rules. We can do whatever we want. I agree with that.
We can do whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
You are not going to get a job because of you wearing a blazer to an interview versus wearing just like a nice outfit.
Wait, you don't think?
No.
I think sometime, maybe not today, but
If you're interviewing for like JP Morgan, maybe.
Right.
I'm thinking in my world, like I think some of the most talented, cool people I've worked with wear like sweatshirts every day.
Yeah.
You know, not saying that's how they got the job. Maybe once you're in the job, it's a different story. You can do whatever you want.
Yes.
But I do think in some industries, personality and like charisma speak volumes.
Yes.
Versus like, you did all the things correct. You printed out 9 copies of your resume and brought it to the interview.
Well, I agree with that. But I also think that there are still companies that really value like these traditional roles. And
yeah, no,
what
I'm
you're
saying in
supposed to do.
I'm saying in
Oh, okay.
in
I
our
see what you mean.
industry. Like if you show up to an ad agency for an interview,
Right.
it's a lot less structured. I was asked once how I felt about Beyonce. I'm not kidding. Yep.
That feels like a test.
It was a curveball.
Yeah.
I was bright out of college. Bright?
I was like, wait.
Am I
right out of
okay?
college? Is that a saying?
And starry-eyed and bushy-tailed, as they say. And then they straight up were like, how do you feel about Beyonce? And I'm like, I see what you're doing here.
Wait, what were they doing?
They were trying to like be cool. They were trying to be like a cool agency who asks about Beyonce. Versus like, tell us about a time that you dealt with a difficult situation.
Right. What's a weakness of yours?
Oh, God, my least favorite question.
Weakness of mine? I work too much. I care too much about my employer.
I'm too on time. That's actually true for me, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm just saying, yes, it depends on the industry. And I'm sure some are still, you're very buttoned up. You're wearing business professional.
Right.
And you're bringing like the the binder. What's it called?
Portfolio?
I guess.
Or binder?
Is that what I'm thinking of, though? The thing you put your resume in?
Oh.
Like a black, like, folio. I guess it's a folio.
A folio? A folder? I don't know what you put it in. I've never
clipboard.
worked in finance. But I do think it is... No, it's not strange, but you know how wedding trends and what we wear to weddings has changed a lot, and the types of clothing that even you see a wedding dress from the 80s, 90s, and then you see a wedding dress today.
Yeah.
Even the simplest of designs are so different. Like, obviously, there's like these designer wedding dresses. Not even those. Like, just standard wedding dresses are so different than what they were in the 80s. Like, business professional clothing really hasn't changed that much, right?
Yeah, I feel like maybe a little, like, silhouette change here and there.
Yeah, for the female gaze.
Yeah.
But has the male silhouette changed?
No, I don't know. Not really. I think a suit is kind of a suit.
Right. It is kind of strange, though, how we really take people so much more seriously in a work environment if they're wearing a suit or slacks and a button down. Why? It's just perception.
Mm-hmm.
But is that ever going to change? Or are we really going to have to wear slacks and button downs? And not, I mean, we don't wear that, but a lot of men do. Is that really what you're going to wear forever and it's never going to change? And that's what, like, a company, like, so boring. Why? I guess that's the thing. Why is that professional? Obviously it is because we decided that back. I mean, not we, you know, someone decided that a very long time ago. But it is a little bit weird.
It is. I like it.
You like what?
Dressing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work somewhere where it was like so cash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be wearing sweatpants. I want to wear them now because we're recording a podcast.
I don't want to wear sweatpants as we're both wearing sweatpants.
But like,
no, I see what you mean.
I liked working in an office because it gave me an excuse to wear what's in my closet. I do not wear like 70% of my closet, probably more.
Wow.
Yeah. Not saying I want to RTO anytime soon.
What's RTO?
Return to office.
Oh, wow. I hate that. Ew, I hate corporate lingo. Oh my God. At my old company, we would call it, you never really had a meeting. Mm-hmm. No one had meetings other than like the all team meeting that happened once a month or something. We had TBs, which was a touch base.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna throw up.
Why? Why do you call it that? Like, let's have a TB. Put a TB on my calendar.
I prefer an O3 over a TB.
A what? Come again?
A one-on-one, 3 O's.
You just called it an O3.
Have you never heard that?
No.
Interesting.
I haven't stepped foot into a corporate office since like 2019.
Yeah. I guess that was maybe that's not as common as a TB.
O3.
Quick
or wait,
TB.
Is it 3-0 or O3? Which one was it?
O3.
O3.
The best was like...
Wait, a one-on-one. But that's also the same acronym for out of office. OOO.
Yeah, but see, that is OOO.
What do you call it?
O3.
O3. So wait, do you write it in an email?
Yeah.
O, the letter O, the number 3?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You think?
Is JP Morgan asking his assistant to have that?
He's probably
saying... JP himself?
He's probably saying TB. Or one-on-one.
Wow.
Okay, the best was when I worked at this job where I was like, we were all afraid of getting laid off for like a solid 6 months, if not longer. So anytime like our boss would put on a TB in like the notes or the memo, it would always be like, just a quick 15 to go over a project. Because it would always seem 15. Like if someone just puts a TB, you're like, I'm getting laid off. So she always had to be like, just to talk about a project.
That's so
It was
funny.
so funny. But that was always my first thought. Like TB versus like TB smiley face parentheses new task.
I don't remember what I thought when people wanted to TB.
I do prefer O3, honestly.
O3. Ew.
It's more fun to say.
It is funny how there's so many like corporate things.
Yeah.
And do you really have to talk to them like that? Like, do you really have to talk to each other like
what
this?
are the other ones? EOD I like.
End of day.
EOW, end of week.
I mean, those are fair because I actually think that like those are important things to reference.
I think like I'm blanking on all the others.
Wasn't there like a sheet of them that they sent
Probably.
you when you got the job? They were like, congrats, you have a cubicle and here's all the acronyms.
People I think it makes them feel important when they use only acronyms.
Right.
And then I'm like, we're lost.
We're really, really lost. I don't understand.
But I also kind of love it. Like, I also had this one boss that only wrote emails in lowercase and would never spell out her name. And then I saw a meme recently that was like, you've made it when you sign off your emails sent from iPhone and your initials only. Like, you don't even say your name. You're just like, you don't even say best to whom it may concern.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no one's really saying that one. But like, you literally are just like, approved, sent from iPhone. Like, it's like from the CEO at that point.
That's true. The higher up you are, well, I don't want to say you don't care, because I'm sure there are people that care, but yeah, you can just kind of do whatever you want at a certain point.
The comments were so funny. This one person was like, I'm doing that as an intern. It's like, yes, assert dominance.
Yes, as an intern. I remember when I got a job, it was a part-time job, but I was in college and I was like, oh, let me do your social media. And because I wanted to do that to put it on my resume and whatever. So I remember she emailed me back and she was like, does this time work? LMK. And I was like, oh my God, so crazy that she wrote LMK in an email about a meeting, like a work interview. So weird, like so crazy. And now I'm like, why would you ever not write that? Why would you ever not write? Well, I guess I know why. I'm not, but like, I don't know.
I love the casualness.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's like some people don't, because they see it as like some of the comments on this reel were like, it's so demeaning when a boss just like does like get Outlook for iOS or something, when those like automatic things are in the signature, or it's like they don't even address you by name. And I'm like,
wait, they think that's demeaning?
Or like when they're not like, hi, Rebecca, comma, space, very formal.
Indented paragraphs.
And I'm like, I love when someone is just like, approved, -R.
I think, yeah, I would think that means that they're taking you more seriously.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel the need to type this whole formal letter. They're like, yeah, I trust that you're going to understand my one sentence.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's kind of scary when people are so formal.
Yeah, it is.
It makes you scary, but some people want to be scary.
Yeah, they do.
It is kind of fascinating. I'll put an 03 on our cal.
Okay, I'll be there.
Except.
Okay, speaking of working all day and all night, I need to talk about the only thing that gets me through work days. I have been loving Magic Mind, and if you talk to me in real life, you will know this. I actually drink Magic Mind in my daily life on my work days, and I'm so glad to be working with them on the podcast. Magic Mind is a mental performance shot. It's an addition to your daily routine that gets you focused, mentally clear, motivated, and productive while reducing stress with mushroom neurotropics and adaptogens, plus over 100% of your daily vitamin C and D per bottle. I drink it in the morning along with my daily caffeine. It uses 12 active ingredients to help support your body's energy engine. And the L-theanine in Magic Mind makes your caffeine from your coffee last all day. It works for me, and it is also doctor validated. There has been over 200 scientific studies of every ingredient proving that they work. All of the mushrooms in Magic Mind are grown organically in California. I definitely notice a difference in myself and my own productivity when I drink Magic Mind, and I've suggested it to a lot of my friends. So I am so excited to share it with our podcast listeners. If you are interested in trying Magic Mind, you can use the link in our bio or head to magicmind.com/stoptheinternet and or use our code stoptheinternet for 20% off a one-time purchase or up to 48% off a subscription. One more thing that I love about Magic Mind is they are 100% carbon neutral, and they donate 5 cents from every bottle sold to charities that help the U.S. homeless communities. So once again, if you're interested in trying Magic Mind, head to the link in our bio, magicmind.com/stoptheinternet, and use our code stoptheinternet for 20% off a one-time purchase or up to 48% off a subscription. Thank you so much to Magic Mind, and if you want to check it out, use our link and let me know if you love it. Okay, we're getting back into it. Should we move on, or do you have anything else to say about work?
No, I just love talking about this stuff.
About corporate life?
Like, it just feels like so long ago.
I know.
Like, I don't deal with that anymore. That sounded so, okay. I just meant like I'm not getting circle backs in my email.
Circle backs. I know. There's these people on TikTok that actually talk about it's like a guy and a girl, and I think their video style is they say, what do I say if I blah, 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 blah. And then the other one will answer in the like extremely formal work email. Like, what do I say if my boss asks me to do a task that I'm not getting paid for? And the other one will respond and be like, hello, boss name. I'm so happy that you think that I'm capable of doing this task. While it's not in my current, and they'll like do the whole friggin' runaround. And it's like, when will we get to the point in society when we can just be like, this is not in my job description and I can't take this on without talking about promoting my job description or changing my job description? Like,
Yeah.
why do we have to write this whole like literally runaround of like,
Yeah.
I thank you for thinking of me for this task. Like, can't we just be a little more for real? And I think it is happening. I feel like I do hear it happening a little bit more.
It so depends where you work.
Yeah.
It's just all about the culture. Like, I worked for this company that was just, corporate's like not the right word, but they really spoke their own language at this company and like very much had a lot of fluff going on.
Okay.
And I learned that very early on. If you just like keep talking, like you're going to seem super important.
Wait, like saying more words than you need
Yeah.
to?
Because then when you boiled it down to what the person really wanted, it was like one sentence, but they said it using like 10 sentences.
Yes.
And it was almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a study, like a
Case study?
or like a
Social experiment.
yes, social experiment on how to sound how to sound super qualified at your job by simply just talking
I mean, at the same time,
and not saying a lot.
it really annoys me, like the corporate jargon. I'm like, okay, let's get to the point. And you would think that most people would want to get to the point, but also at the same time, for so long, that is how people in the corporate world communicated. So by using that jargon, it kind of does show that you have been working in the corporate world for a long time, because if you've never stepped foot in an office, how would you know those words?
Yeah.
So maybe they are just trying to flex on like how many acronyms they can fit into one paragraph, you know?
Yeah. And the thing is, these, like the team that I was working on with, it wasn't even annoying. I just was genuinely like, I admire your ability to sound so qualified and so like I was, what's the word? Like I was picking up what they were putting down.
You were buying what they were selling?
Yeah. I'm like,
Literally?
wait, I'm like, I want in.
Wow. I remember this one high up person at the company that I worked for. I don't even remember what her job was, but I never spoke to her. That's how high she was. It's ironic that I just said actually. I remember in our team meetings, this woman said more than I've ever heard anyone say I actually can think of one other professional that gives seminars and teaches classes and says like every other word. If you think that I say like every other word, wait till you meet this girl. But anyway, this other woman who worked at this company, she said every single sentence, every before, middle, and after.
Yikes.
It was so annoying, and it was to the point where I couldn't focus on what she was saying because she said so often that is the only thing I heard. Yeah. And it was so annoying that I couldn't focus on the actual facts. I'm just trying to not go insane with how annoying she is to listen to. But anyway.
Yeah.
Then I quit.
And then
that was irrelevant.
Moral
actually.
of the story: quit your job.
Yeah, quit your job. Okay, let's move on. Oh my gosh, tipping culture.
Oh, tipping culture. Okay. Well,
I have one thought actually that just came to mind about tipping culture.
I don't want to get canceled. Today's not the day.
You don't want to get canceled?
I have so much potential.
I think that shows how you feel.
I just have a lot to say about the iPad being turned around. I have a lot to say about those things.
I think most people agree at this point, considering how many videos and skits people make of the most insane things and then turning an iPad around. Like a dog will like play with a ball and then they turn the iPad around.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I loved this one video that I saw, and it was one of those skits, those POV skits where there was just a hair on my hand, sorry. One of those POV skits where the camera is like on their chest, so you just see their arms, and it's kind of like you're walking through the world. Yes. And it's like a Sims world or something. So I think I sent it to you, but I don't know if you could watch it because you don't have TikTok. But they wake up in New York. It's like a day in New York or something, and the person like wakes up, and the first thing is like, bill $800, and then someone asks them for a tip, and then they go outside onto the street and they just hear, "What makes you so confident?" It was so so funny. It was so funny.
That is so funny. Modern day life, y'all.
Wait, okay. My one thought about tipping culture. We don't have to get fully into it because I do think that a lot of people have very similar opinions, that it's just gone way too far. Obviously, most people are happy to tip service professionals in the food industry and certain other service professionals. I think it's crazy. One, when medical procedures are expecting tips.
Do you have an example?
An aesthetic spa or something.
Oh, I've never been.
Okay.
Like Botox.
Yeah.
They expect, are you supposed to tip?
The last one that I went to for Botox, they didn't even have an option. And it was a chain. It was like a really big chain. And so I appreciated that. But I think my sister said that my sister can do Botox. What is that called? Like certified for it. She is an injector, even though she doesn't work as an injector. And I think she said some places do tips, but also like laser hair removal, for example. Why? Like, and also I'm not trying to say that I don't tip. I tip every time. I got laser hair removal today. Tipped her.
Yeah.
I don't understand why though. Like I get that laser hair removal, you could argue it's not like a medical procedure, but at the same time, like it is like cosmetic. But at the same time, this person is getting paid, hopefully a livable wage. And why do I have to tip them every time?
Right.
Because that also like very much increases the price of the service that you're paying for. And I totally get tipping if there is outstanding service or if they do something extra or go out of their way to do something. It's almost just like a, hey, thank you, like you didn't have to do that and I do really appreciate it, and here you're now going to get compensated for it. And I am a wedding photographer in my spare time outside of the podcast. Many people do tip, and I love it. Like obviously as a service professional, when someone tips me, one, I'm so appreciative because that's so kind. Like you're already spending a lot of money and now you're giving me something extra on top of it. Like that's very, very sweet and thoughtful. And I also love like getting extra cash. I'm like, that's amazing. Now I have like a little bit more income, you know? But I also don't expect it. And my cousin was getting married and she texted me before and she was like, hey, genuine question, like, do most wedding vendors expect a tip? Like, do I have to tip everyone? And I said to her, I was like, honestly, coming from a wedding photographer, and this is how I think people can even act like about me, maybe have the tip envelope ready. And then if you think that they do an outstanding service and they go out of their way to do something, give it to them at the end of the night. But I don't think that you need to tip them in the beginning of the day. And if they do everything average, or if actually something goes wrong, or if you see them like taking a break at like a really important moment of your day or something, maybe you can be like, okay, well, why would I tip you if you're taking a break during my grand entrance or something? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I said that. I was like, honestly, if I was working a wedding and something were to go wrong, or if I was to like miss a very important moment and they tipped me, I would feel so guilty. Like, I think you should base your tip off of how you think they actually did and how easy they made your day and how great they made your day. And if they didn't do an outstanding job, you don't need to tip them. It's not like it's a service professional is a weird word. It's not like it's a waiter or a server or something like that. Like they don't make a wage. Like a wedding photographer, you are making the wage that you want to make.
Right.
And so if you don't go out of your way, like I don't think it's necessary to tip. And if someone doesn't tip, it's not insulting, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
At least for a majority of things that now require tipping.
Yes, that's a really good point. Like, yeah, I have no notes. No notes.
Or one other thing about weddings is you can just not even tip them the day of and then Venmo them like the next day or something, or email them and be like, hey, thank you so much. Like and I told her that too. I was like, it would not be weird to not give her anything on like my cousin's wedding photographer. Like it's okay if she leaves with no tip and you can email her on Monday and say, thank you so much. I would like to Venmo you. Like very, very common.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then you can choose your amount based on like the service she gave you. So anyway, it's my one thought about tipping culture today. Oh, Rebecca, this is interesting.
Okay.
For you.
My baby hairs are really crazy today.
Really?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Societal norms. Waking up early. All of my life, I have had insomnia until I started just going to bed very late, and now I sleep amazing. Not all people are the same, but I get criticized often for this because, of course, I wake up late. I'm not lazy. I can't remember the last time I even slept 8 hours.
I'm very pro do whatever your internal clock is set to do. Like, I think some people truly are genetically like predisposed to be a night owl or a morning person.
Yeah.
I just think that's how it is. Like, I have like little kids in my life who from when they were born are like a night owl.
Oh, that's so cute.
Or naturally more of a morning person. So I'm like, yeah, it's 100% not always something you can alter, or maybe you can after practicing, waking up early, doing like the whole alarm clock trick. But sometimes it's like, if you don't have to be up early, then don't.
Yeah. My dad, I don't think he's a morning person by nature, but his job that he had for like what 40 years, 30 years, he had to wake up at basically 5:45 a.m. I don't get how you did it. Like, that is crazy to me. But then like sometimes you wake up at 5:45 naturally.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
And it does cause me issues sometimes.
Really?
Not being a night person, and like whether it's with dating, whether it's with like birthday parties for friends, like I really hit a wall. I do. And it has nothing to do with like alcohol or anything like that. It's literally like I'm meant to be asleep.
Yeah. I do envy people that are morning people, because I like being awake in the morning because it's peaceful. The day feels fresh. I like it. I'm very productive in the morning, but I'm not productive when I'm tired. And I think I would struggle with that, because I also like being awake at night.
Yeah.
I just like being awake all the time.
I know.
It's just like any time of day that you're awake, you're like, whoa, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know? Like, think about being awake at 6 a.m. You're like, whoa, it's so peaceful right now.
Right. I love it. That's why. Yeah.
And then mid-afternoon, it's like, yeah, that sun is just moving in the sky. And then sunset is so pretty.
Yeah.
But then think about being awake at like 1 a.m. You're like, whoa, it's 1 a.m.
Right.
It's so moody right now.
Yeah.
If we never slept, specifically, if everyone slept except me, I would be so productive. I would be so cool. I tell myself.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that too. I do like the rare times that I'm up at 3 a.m. I'm like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
No one's ever done it like me.
No. And then when you wake up really early, like 4:30 to go to the airport, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then there's cars on the road. What are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
It's 4 a.m. How are you here right now? I know why I'm here, but why are you here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's so strange.
But yeah, morning people are glorified, romanticized.
Yeah.
More than night owls, for sure. But like, I say just do whatever you want.
You know what it would take, I think, for night owls to be taken more seriously by society? Someone really, really rich and successful would have to say that that's their schedule. Like, I'm talking like Sarah Blakely. Yeah. Another man who I don't want to talk about, but you all know who it is. If these people came out and they were like, yeah, I go to bed at 3 a.m. and I wake up at 11, would that be a normal? Maybe not 3 a.m. Maybe 2 a.m. Right. I wake up at 11, I F around, and then I go to work at 1 p.m. A crazy thing to say. But maybe, happens. You know what? At the same time, I'm like, well, nobody's saying that. So does that mean that nobody's doing that? So does that mean, or not nobody, but like not super, super successful people?
Yeah. I did just read an interview with the CEO of Scrub Daddy.
I love him, Aaron Krause.
Love.
Shout out Aaron Krause if you want to come on the podcast anytime.
Most successful Shark Tanker, by the way.
Yes.
But he was like, I have to be up when my manufacturers overseas are up. So I go to bed at 2.
Wow.
But he's still up at like, I think he was like, I'm still up at 7 or whatever it is. He just functions on no sleep.
Wow.
But we're almost there.
Biologically, men need less sleep too. Yeah. So I was telling Rebecca earlier that my brain has been in like excuse mode. So everything I don't have, my brain's like, here's an excuse. And that's another one for me.
But it is so true. I am really dysfunctional if I get less than, I don't even want to say a number because I just need a lot of sleep.
Yeah, I don't even know my number. Yeah. Honestly. But a few weeks ago, I had work in New Jersey and my boyfriend was going to New York, so I was like, oh, I'll drop you off at the train and then I'll just go early to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Turns out he books a freaking train at like 8 a.m. I'm like, you're kidding. 7:20. He's like, okay, it's time to wake. I was like, how much is the Uber?
Oh.
Unfortunately, the Uber was like $60. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll get out of bed and I'll drive you.
Yeah.
But the day before, I was kind of like, okay, I can do this. I can wake up early. I can wake up at 7 a.m. and start my day early and just be really, really productive, get on a good sleep schedule. I was like a zombie.
Wow.
And then I had to drive to like maybe an hour and a half after dropping him off. And I got there and I was like sitting on my computer and I'm like, I can't even think right now. I'm so tired. I mean, I will say I didn't go to bed super early, so I think that was my issue. But like, I can't even just like get up super early on a random day to like restart my schedule or something.
Yeah.
Like, it just messes me up. And then last night I just accidentally stay up until 2 a.m. Like, bro, go to freaking sleep.
But are you sleepy or no? You're just wired differently.
Sometimes I'm not even sleepy, but then when I go and get in bed, I am. Like, I become, because you know how they say to go to sleep, you have to pretend you're sleeping?
Yeah.
Do you ever think about that?
Sure.
Like, but like, really picture how you go to sleep. Like, you get in your bed and you close your eyes and you like pretend that you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And then eventually you fall asleep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like once I start pretending, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty tired now.
Yeah. That tracks.
I don't know. I do agree with this though. And I do feel bad for night owls. Not myself. Like, I'm fine with like, you want to call me lazy. I don't give a flying fladoodle. But I do feel for people that are awake between like, but just work all night or whatever.
Right.
And maybe actually, you know what? I wonder if any of it does involve the stock market, because a lot of rich people work in finance, and a lot of, okay, well, this is just going to come off wrong and it's going to make it seem like I only think like, this is where it's hard when we're talking like this, and it's like we're saying successful people, and like when we say that, we're like mega wealthy monetarily, you know what I mean? Like, even though success is defined in any way you want, but like a lot of very rich people, at least in our area, Philadelphia, New York, work in finance, and the finance schedule is 9 to 5. So you have to be working pretty much during that time because that's when the stock market is open. So I wonder if like that plays a role in this like get up early kind of thing.
Maybe, yeah. It's just like how society has decided for us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, should we do another?
Okay.
Shaking hands. Why do we have to do this in order to be polite? And I wrote, also the fact that men always shake hands with each other, but it's undecided if you shake hands with a woman or if you like give them a hug or do something else. It happened to me while my boyfriend and I met a friend's friend. He shook his hand and then he did this like awkward, it was so funny actually. We were walking down the street and a friend of a friend was walking the opposite way. I was like, oh, hey dude, what's up? And then he's like, oh, these are my friends. And so he like shook my boyfriend's hand, and then to me he goes like, oh, like and then gave me a fist bump. I was like, you are so awkward, and for what? Like, what was that? Like, that was so weird.
Yeah. I don't know my answer to this, honestly. Like, it's funny. I think some people are so just themselves when greeting you. Like, you know, the people that are like, oh, I'm a hug person. Yeah. And they immediately go in for like the bear hug. Yeah. And you're like, bro, I don't know you.
Me from time to time, honestly.
And then some people are really old school and do like the kiss on the cheek.
Oh, that's a very non-US thing I've experienced.
Yeah. And then some people, it's like the handshake, awkward moment, fist bump, whatever the heck. Or just like, see, I feel like I'm like a wave person. Like, even if you're like right there, I'm just like, nice to meet you.
That's fine though. A wave is so, yeah, I like a wave. I guess the handshake thing, very similar to a hug, is I do think like subconsciously somewhere in our brain, we want human touch. And I guess a handshake, it really does make you closer to them physically. I mean, obviously physically, but it also kind of breaks like somewhat of a barrier. Yeah. Whereas if you just wave to someone and then you like go and sit down next to them all day while you're working on something together, it's almost like we've literally never touched. Yeah. Like, I do think that shaking hands or giving a hug or fist bump, anything, does kind of break a barrier that needs to be broken sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I don't hate any of the options, honestly. honestly.
Yeah, I don't hate a handshake, honestly. I think that you need something. And yeah, some people don't want to hug someone, and you don't always want to hug someone. So a handshake it's pretty fine. I do still stand by what I said, though. It is kind of weird that men, you always shake hands, but so often men shake hands and then the woman gets a hug.
Yeah.
Do you ever notice that?
I would have to think about it next time I'm in that situation. Honestly.
I even see it at weddings. Like there are times where if I am working with a man and we're saying bye to them, I give them a hug, and sometimes the guy will hug them. But a lot of times they give the guy a handshake and then I hug them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. One more thought about that. I wish it was more normal for women to do that like dab up thing where you just kind of like grab hands for a second, wrap your other hand around them, and like that's it.
For woman to woman?
Yeah, or like woman to man. Like sometimes I just want to dab you up and I don't want to spend my time hugging you. I'm sorry.
Wait, that's so funny. I hate that.
Wait, really?
I hate that.
Why? I'm gonna dab you up after this.
No.
Wait, why do you hate that?
It just makes me feel like I'm in a locker room.
Okay.
Like if you like...
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, am I wrong about this? Am I gonna change my opinion as soon as I listen back to this?
I don't think you're wrong. I think it's a preference thing, but like, please don't.
I guess it's just awkward because like, okay, think about...
You would dab me up. Like if we were not friends.
More people that I don't know or that like I don't really know that well.
I'm fascinated. Really?
Like, I don't know. It's just such a like you just see men do it and it's so fast and casual and I kind of like it. And then I'm like, well, why like I'm trying to think of someone that would be dabbed up. Okay, sorry, I keep using the phrase my boyfriend. I hate that word. My boyfriend is this. Like, oh my God, shut up. Anyway,
you're fine.
Here's a good example. My boyfriend greeting his boss, dabs him up. Me greeting my boyfriend's boss, I give him a hug. Why are you and I, like, why do we embrace for like 3 seconds, but you guys have this super chill?
It's like so bro to me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, good game.
Good game, good game, good game, good game. Yeah, that was so iconic, honestly.
So it's like, it's so informal to me where I just can't wrap my head around it. Like, I would rather fist bump, honestly.
Right. Yes, I like a fist bump too because a high five is like so gross to me.
Yeah.
Me and Rebecca, we were in a social experiment, actually. No, not a social experiment. We were in a video of a guy. We've all seen videos of someone walking up to someone in Madison Square Park saying, hey, can I ask you a question? The guy was so nice.
Yeah, he was nice.
He was so nice. And honestly, he had such good vibes that I was fine talking to him for like 5 minutes because he was just very kind. Anyway, we were in this video and he went in for the high five and then I went in for the fist bump. And then it was like kind of awkward. And I was like, did I just freaking embarrass myself? Honestly, why did you do that? I should have just given him a high five and like used hand sanitizer. But in my head, I'm like, he's interviewed so many people today and every single one of them he's high fived and all of their germs will now be on my hand.
In a park, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I think.
Yeah.
And so then I go in for the fist bump like Howie Mandel and I'm like, now I seem like a weirdo.
No, I think a fist bump is
but
acceptable.
He went in for the high five.
And then you're doing one of those.
Yeah, then we did like, what do they call that?
Turkey.
Yeah.
It's better than a dab, please.
I should have stood up and tapped him up, you mean? Okay, you know what? Now that I am like actually acting this out, I'm like, it would be a little weird.
It's like, yo, man, I'll see you in the locker room after the game tonight.
But it's only weird because
I'm not doing that with you.
But it's only weird because men do it. If women always did it, it wouldn't be this weird thing. It would just be like, oh, that's just how we hug. We handshake. We like, I bet, okay, I don't know if I bet this could be very wrong. Was there a time where men shook hands and women didn't? Like men wear suits, women wear skirts, but then over time that changed and now everyone wears pants. Was there a time where like only guys shook hands? And because that's what I mean. I swear some guys feel it's like a weird thing. You shake a guy's hand and what do you do to the woman next to him? Shake her hand. Like it happened to me not that long ago. This guy was so awkward after shaking the man, like 2 men. He dabs him up, shakes his hand. Nice to meet you. What do I do to you? You're less than us. You're not the same as us. Like it was so clear that he thought of me as like, you are different than us. Like we are this one thing and you are something else. And it's like, obviously I'm different than you. you. You are men. I'm a woman. Like, it's clear. But it was just such an awkward interaction. Like, I don't know. And I just wonder, like, why did he feel weird about just like shaking my hand next?
That is strange, because I feel like handshakes are so common. Whatever, it's like whatever.
Yeah they really are.
But maybe it depends on like how you got to this point, how you grew up,
right,
your corporate experiences.
Yeah, I do think obviously in general though, the fact that women hug people and men don't hug other men comes from like deeply rooted insecurity, or
sometimes maybe, yeah.
Well, I think that it's like the whole phrase of like that Vine, literally 2 men sitting in a hot tub 6 feet apart because they're not gay. Like, that is how men act. Like, you're so scared to touch a man. No, hug a man. Like, that. But I actually think that's why.
Yeah, that's such a funny Vine.
I know. I love Vine. I love Vines. No, but I really think that's like kind of where it comes from. And probably. I guess women, you know what? Women are just more secure than men, I guess.
Well, ain't that, I mean.
Women are superior.
Should we do one more?
Yeah.
A crazy one?
Also, I could take all of that back. All of that could be wrong if I like studied history or something. I don't know.
No, I think all the history you need to know is right here on this podcast.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That is true. Wait, this one's so funny. Not being able to run unless you're specifically dressed for it. Sometimes I get the random urge to run when I'm out already, but it looks strange unless you're wearing jogging or workout garb. That is so true.
That is so funny.
Garb.
That's so true.
Wait, that's actually so true.
Like, if you were... Okay...
Why can't we just run?
That, you know what? Yeah, great takeaway. Just start running.
I actually specifically remember this time when I was at the gym freshman year of college, and I left and I put on my sweatshirt, but I had shorts and sneakers on, but I had a water bottle in my hand, like a big plastic one. And I had so much energy, and I was like, I haven't gotten all of my energy out. I kind of just want to run home. Mm-hmm. And so I just started running down the street, and I was like, people definitely think I'm so strange right now. Thankfully, I had workout garb on, but the fact that I had a water bottle in my hand, I was like, oh, these people, I was like, I am being so judged right now. Yeah. What is happening? But not what is happening, but like, I was like, people are definitely thinking I look really weird right now. But if I didn't have this water bottle, would they still think that? Probably not.
Okay, well, here's the thing with running is that it can create alarm maybe if you're wearing normal clothes. Like if you are running with this hooded, with
yes,
with your hood up, with jeans, my first thought is like,
you just stole something.
Yeah, I guess though that doesn't really affect you all the time. But still, it's like, oh no.
No, that's so true, because if you saw someone running in normal clothes, you'd be like, something has gone wrong.
Yeah, so I think it's that. But I mean, listen, if you have the energy and you're like, frick it.
Wait, that is so funny though that, okay, also, I have definitely run to a bar when I didn't feel like walking. Like a really long walk.
No, I have not.
Really? I have?
No. Oh, I actually, the more I think about this, the more I like hate that. If you're like with people.
Oh. My friend ran with me.
If you're with people and
I'm like, I'm just going to get there in half the time, you guys. I'll see you there. Just take off.
Do not relate to the like, we got to catch the subway. I'm like, isn't there another subway?
Oh, no. That's not what I mean.
And we're like in going out clothes. Like I've like been in those situations where I'm just like, I will meet you there. I am not running right now.
No, there's just been times where in my younger years where I actually was like, it's a long walk to get to this bar. I don't feel like walking for the next 15 minutes. If I run there, I can get there in 7. Okay, maybe or would you run? No, you probably wouldn't run twice as fast as you walked, right?
Yeah. If you walk a 14-minute mile, you could run a 7-minute mile.
I have not done that, but I could knock a few minutes off if I jog, and I've definitely.
At what cost? Your hair, your makeup, your sweating, like.
I don't know.
At what cost, you guys? I'm not running to the Uber. I'm not. This is another thing. Okay. Talk about societal norms. When an Uber is coming to you, okay, let's say they're at this other intersection almost to you and it's like, oh, like let's just go. And I'm like, no, I'm paying for them to come to me. I'm not going to go run because they're like already kind of here.
Okay, I see what you mean. I thought you meant you didn't want to go outside and wait for them to arrive.
No. Like,
okay, I get what you mean though.
Let's just run across the street. I'm like, no, I'm waiting. I'm staying here.
No, that's actually a really good point too. And that might even seem like you're lazy or whatever, but it actually probably makes their job harder.
Yeah.
Because it would probably be so confusing to be an Uber driver. And then especially with the amount of Ubers and people there are and the amount of times that someone's opened the door and been like, Kelee? And they're like, no, not for you. Get out of my car. Get out. Like, you are not my ride. Like,
yeah.
And then to just be at a stoplight and just see people running towards you and like trying to enter your car, you'd be like, who are you? Like, I have 2 more blocks to go before my rider is in my car. Like, I don't know. And yeah, what if they don't even want you to get in their car? Like, you're not paying to be in their car earlier than, you know what I mean? Like, especially if, like, what if you lived on like one end of a block and you saw like all the way on this end of the block, your Uber driver, and they're like, let's just start walking up there. Like, what if in their mind, they're like, oh, well, I have 2 minutes to drive down this thing, so I'm just going to finish up my conversation with my child or my mom. And now it's like, you're walking up on them. Like, they're also not getting paid to have you in the car at that point either.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's just funny. Related to running.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. So I'm not of the ilk that's running when I don't have to be.
I love that.
Let me just say that.
I think that running and rushing are different in my eyes. Rushing, I completely agree with you. I think that so many people rush for literally no reason. We're walking down the street. Why are we walking at 30 miles an hour? You guys.
Well, yeah, sometimes I do that, but unintentionally. I'll never forget when me and... I feel like you know, we were like walking...
You and Aaron?
We were like we were going so fast.
So fast.
And you and I think your boyfriend were behind us. I just hear you go like, why are they walking that fast? Like, you were so annoying.
It's so crazy though. Like, it's actually so unnecessary. And then, you know what, I also realized that this happens all the time when you have 2 fast walkers, and especially when the conversation starts getting heated, subconsciously you're always trying to walk just like a little bit in front of the other person, and then it's exponential, and then you're sprinting. This one day, actually, I don't know how you would have handled this, Rebecca. When we were in France, it was Rebecca, me, my sister, and another one of our friends. Rebecca left. And I actually think you would have been on my side with this. Rebecca left. Aaron and my friend start going absolutely bonkers. They start going insane, crazy.
It's Aaron.
It's both of them, but so much caffeine. Oh yeah, sorry.
She's like such a fast walker.
She's such a fast walker, and she gets so offended. And when you ask her to slow down, or when I ask her specifically, but they were so hype. We started talking about, I don't even know what the conversation was. They're just getting like more hype, sprinting down the street. I'm like, please. I was like, you guys, the whole point of today is a leisurely stroll around Paris to see the sights. Yeah. Why are we sprinting? Like, please slow down. And they're like, oh, sorry. But wait, did you hear? And now they're like 14 blocks down. And I'm like, did you guys even see the freaking Louvre? Did you see the croissant stand on the side of the road? No, because you freaking ran a marathon. You ran the Paris Marathon past all of this ish.
I'm fading. It was so funny. I was on a date recently, and again, not a night owl. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm having a great time. I'm fading. He was like, really? You're glowing.
Oh, that was so sweet.
I was like, thank you. That's so nice. And check.
Thank you. That's so nice. Check. Text the next day. I'm so sorry. I wasn't feeling her.
You have to cut that out.
Why?
Because
that's what everyone says. Okay. We need to end this episode. Okay. We could just talk for hours. Anyway, good night. Thank you so much for watching our podcast. Okay. Don't judge us.
Judge yourself.
Thank you. We can't. I'm reading your mind. We have to go. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. Love you. Appreciate you. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.